Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today with another little experiment, and we are going to try out this stuff, which you can't see what it is. This is some laser marking paper. I found this stuff on Amazon. There are a lot of different manufacturers that sell them, even people that make laser engravers like Atom Stack, I think. They resell this stuff. It usually comes in a lot of different colors, and it is meant for you to like print on glass or ceramic. So you are meant to apply it, then cut out the circumference of whatever you're trying to engrave, pull off the foil, and then you're left with something that presumably looks pretty nice. However, I've looked at this stuff and I always thought, this can't work. There's no way you can apply such a thin foil evenly without wrinkles, given, if you have ever applied even a normal sticker, this is super difficult, and with such a thin piece, no way in hell it's going to work. However, what I want to try out is if we can use it to engrave some glass. Now, we've done a lot of videos on engraving glass before. Here are some of the test pieces I got, or that I've done privately over the last half year. And there was always the issue that we needed some sort of coating. The coating was usually spray on or applied in some other manner, which makes it a bit hard to use on certain stuff like wine bottles, for example. If you spray on a wine bottle and then you need to clean off the stuff, it leaves you with some residue, and there's a chance you're gonna ruin the label, or you're gonna need to remove the label altogether, which is bad. So I'm hoping, finally unpacked it, that this stuff is gonna make it a lot easier for us to get an even engraving on this stuff, and is a lot easier to get off after you're done with the engraving. So without further ado, let's get right in. Let's look at all the stuff we need to engrave our piece of glass here. First of all, we need to prepare the engraving paper. So the paper is already pre-cut, or I have it pre-cut to a little bit larger than the actual engraving. We need a container with some water to soak it in. Some tweezers are highly recommended, although in a pinch you can do it with your fingers, and a Sharpie and something to measure out the center of our glass pane here, so we can line our laser up properly after we've applied the engraving paper. So let's start off with the process. So at first we are starting with decreasing the surface. Then I'm going to measure out where the middle is, and here it would be even better to mark with a square where you want your piece to be. Just soak the paper in some water, it will shrivel up and then separate from the base layer. You can pretty easily remove it. In this case I didn't need the tweezers. Sometimes when you work with smaller stuff you want to do it. Use the backing paper to scrape it somewhat flat. It has like a smeary surface, and it works quite well for that. And after it, in this case I dried it with a fan, but I also tried drying it with a paper towel, which also worked. So I've now applied the engraving paper, and this is also the reason why I don't think that this is really suitable for the reason it's advertised to, because you can see the surface looks horrible. If I would now cut out the design, it would look terrible. And I don't think there's a way to apply it nicer, to make it not look like this, because it does shrivel up when drying. But it doesn't matter for us in the slightest. I'm gonna now put this into the engraver with these settings are 72% power on a 10 watt laser and 108 millimeters per second of speed. You really do need a lot of speed with these engravers. And we're gonna see us later and look at the results. So, sadly, as you can see, nothing. There is, no engraving on the glass surface whatsoever. Now that is a bit weird, because I already did a test before I decided to make this video. And I made it this is, my a plate that I made, you know, to get to the speed. And right here you can see a very nice, clean and sharp engraving. However, you know, I couldn't get it to work on this one. And I have no idea. I've used the same exact piece of foil. I've used the same techniques. I've now run this 2 times. Once I dried it with a fan. Second time I didn't. I've used both sides. I used the outer side. I used the inner side, you know, because I thought maybe, you know, there's some water trapped in there. I have no idea why it doesn't work. Yeah, don't know what to tell you. I can only ask maybe if any of you have something like this around or have experience with working with this blade. Maybe you found, you know, a trick to get it to work. I mean, I did get it to work, but, you know, I can't repeat it. So there's clearly something wrong. Maybe in the future, if I can get it to work, I will do another video on this one. Or I will update you in the comments if I found, you know, a way to get it to work reliably. But as of right now, I can't, sadly. So that was already it for this video. If you couldn't really learn something from this, but if you still like the experiment, consider giving the video a like and subscribing to the channel. And then I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.